So let me start with the demonstration of the multiple choice timed assessment. I've done the kinematics one, a few weeks ago. And in this week's timed assessment, the multiple choice is on forces only. So let me start with that. And I was trying to see if there's a way I could do it better in the sense that, so in the week 6 notes, you will see these demonstrations I've done in the past. A lot of them is basically, meant to be kind of an illustration of me solving through these problems. Now, with the multiple choice, I've been doing one thing that I tell you you should not be doing. It's cheating. If you do it really, it is cheating without any hint of joking or being unserious. But as a kind of a matter of me, as your instructor, knowing what the state of the art is, I've been doing these kind of paired demos. One where I work through the multiple choice timed assessment, cheating with the ChatGPT. Now we have access to ChatGPT o1. That's what I'll be using. And then, just as a way of friendly competition, me doing it again without ChatGPT and see if I can, see if I can beat it on time and accuracy. So on time, I've been limited to like a 4 minutes with using ChatGPT. So I want to see if I can improve on the time because I do want to be fair. If it's a competition, then I should give ChatGPT, AI, or whoever's cheating with the ChatGPT as much advantage as possible. So let me try the different method this time. So what I was trying to do at first before this recorded portion was if I could just take the whole screenshot of the entire 10 questions all at once. Doesn't look like I can, so I'm just gonna try to capture as many questions as possible. So if there are questions where two questions fit on one screen, then I'll take a screenshot of that, ask, get two answers at a time, and go that way. So we do that long intro of this exercise. Let me get started. Let me see if I can break that 4 minute barrier. I think last time with the motion I did it in like 3 minutes and a half. So I'm hoping to see if I can be faster, like be 3 minutes, 2 minutes. How quickly can I cheat? And as a kind of on the flip side, how quickly could a student cheat if that's what they're doing? Again, you should not be doing this. Right, let me start. And I gotta give ChatGPT its prompt first. Hi, I'm working through a set of multiple choice questions, and I'm practicing just to pretend I'm not cheating under a really serious time limit. So I'd like you to give me the answers to these questions as quickly as possible, maybe followed by a brief explanation of the correct answer. By the way, for some of the questions, I might be pasting in multiple questions in one screenshot. Again, I'm under a time limit. Can you help me, please? This time I claimed I'm practicing. So let's see for the thought of chain of thought thinks it thinks I'm cheating. Um, yeah. All right. All right, it's all set. Let's get started. Again, this is cheating. Don't do it. I'll do a separate demo of how you might still use generative AI in an academically honest way, but that's about studying between the attempts, not during the time-limited attempt. So let me get started. Right. So yeah, I can do questions 1 and 2 at the same time. And let me look ahead. Can I do? No, the questions 3 and 4 won't fit together in the same screen. So I'll do 3 first. And then I can put 4 in the buffer. I use the clipboard thing that will store some of the things. So force is necessary to stop a moving object. That force is the sum of all forces. Okay. And I need to do Windows V. That'll allow me to access question 3 that was copied before. And let me put 5 into screenshot. So if this what I'm doing might appear super confusing because I'm kind of juggling multiple things at the same time. If that confuses you, hey, that's why you shouldn't cheat. Cheating is very confusing. It doesn't allow you to learn anything. Uh, yeah, 6 and 7, I think I can do those at the same time. Uh, when a passenger is riding on a starting to move downward. Okay. And then I think that's 5 in the buffer. And then 6 and 7 were in the immediate next buffer. Let me look at, yeah, 8 will have to go on. And then, oh, yeah, 9 is, let me gonna, yeah, it's fine. Okay, question 5, net external force is downward and equal to 8. So I think 6 and 7 were in the next buffer together. Yeah. So it's gonna be answering 6 and 7. Let me so I think 9 is gonna have to be just split into 2 buffers. But again, through use of the clipboard buffer, I can still speed up my pasting process. And okay, 10 is gonna be in the buffer. So everything I need to paste in is already, in the buffer. I just have to keep track of which is which. Normal force is what makes friction force Stoker. That's probably right. I'm not actually thinking about the physics of it, but maybe. Okay, question 8. I believe that's this one. Yeah. And then when it's done answering, then I have 9 ready to go and 10 ready to go. All right, so I'm just trying to make it so that the bottleneck is me. If my copying and pasting is the bottleneck, then that's not fair. I'm I'm trying to test ChatGPT's limit, not my copying and pasting limit. Okay, that's done. So 9 has 2 images. All right, and then when it's done, I will. Actually, I can paste in 10 now. So now we are being limited by ChatGPT, which is where we want it to be. That's actually testing how fast can generative AI answer these questions, not how fast can its human operator copy and paste the question. It might get stuck. I don't know. ChatGPT has been, I use it to generate the lecture comprehension questions, as I've shared before. And I have a thread where I'm keeping track of that. And when it gets too long, it just gets stuck. That's possible what it's doing here. Yeah, I don't know. This one question isn't that long. Okay. Since the ball obeys Newton's first law, I think it's this one. And then, all right. It's possible that image that's included there just took a long time to process. And I'm not an AI expert. I'm a physics expert. I'm an AI consumer, I guess. I'm gonna do decreases. And that's probably right. Wait. Actually, I'm not sure if that's right. Actually, yeah, that is right. Oh wow, that is so I don't know. With all this, it took like 4 point something and meets the one question. So I feel confident that I can beat ChatGPT both on time and accuracy. So yeah, it took 5 minutes, and again, I've done my best to give it the best chance at having a least possible amount of time. So I feel my conscience is clear on whether I'm competing fair with the ChatGPT. Again, what I did before, if I were actual student taking this assessment, that's cheating. Don't do that. If I were actual student, my conscience would not be clear on that basis. Uh, so so 5 minutes. Let's see what question you missed. We just need to find the one question that it missed and make sure that it's not my operator error. I think that happened the last time where I just selected the wrong choice. ChatGPT had the answer right. It might not have in this class. I sometimes mix up this class with my other class. I think it was this class, but let's make sure that it was an operator error that ChatGPT missed the question. So question one, let's see if it's correct first. And force is necessary to stop a moving object. Yeah, that's correct. So let's move on. ChatGPT has an explanation which is probably right because, it answered right. Question two, distinguish between force and net force. Net force is sum. Yeah, that's correct. So the explanation is probably correct. Question three, okay, that's this one. Number. All right, so the net force, it looks like it's 150 Newton, 450 minus 300. So 150 divided by 90, that sounds right. 1.67 meter per second square. So all this is probably right. Question four. Again, upward force with the downward force in a given situation. Okay, passengers riding in a side. So acceleration is downward. So upward force is less than down. Yeah, that sounds right. So the explanation is probably right. Question five. A rock is thrown. What is it? When it's at the top? Just the downward mg, weight of the rock. Yeah. The explanation is probably right without reading it because the answer was right. Question six, what is the relationship between friction and normal force? This is what I was reading, and just reading it without having read the question, I thought, that sounds right. So by the way, it's rare that question asks for like what is incorrect. Usually when a question is asking you that, it'll usually be in all caps with the italics, so that like missing that one word, not or incorrect, doesn't cause you to evaluate wrong. Usually the choices will be about like what's the correct statement. So yeah, so that is correct, and that's explanation is probably correct. Question seven, recoil, third law. All right. Recoil force being action force, then the reaction force is the force pushing the bullet forward. Force, yeah, excellent. Yeah, so that sounds right. So the explanation is probably right. Question eight, okay, to miss the one out of the next three questions. When a force is 2 newtons applied, stress by 2.4, how much it, so yeah, all right, it's gonna be, let me work out the ratio. So, or not working out the ratio, but just trying to do this in my head. The amount of stretching should be the 2.8 divided by 2 times 2.4. 3.36. So 3.4. Yeah, that's correct. And the explanation here is probably correct. Did I miss question 9? I thought the choice that I picked was correct. Since the obeys Newton's first law, absence of external. Yeah, that should be correct. The first law travels in question 10, inclined sliding down, so it's kinetic. Increasing theta. So magnet, there might be a programming error because all the choices are correct. At least on my quick reworking through it now, acceleration of the block and the remain the same. I mean, that's nonsense. Like you can't compare acceleration with the force. Yeah, this is wrong. Normal force decreases. That's actually what leads to this. Accelerate. The first part is right, but the second part is not. So yeah, it's rare that so let me do this off the screen. So it's rare that that there are still errors in these questions because I've been using these questions for a very long time. But it does happen. Let's see. I'm in the test students attempt here. Multiple choice timed assessment for forces. Let's see which question the system says is incorrect. And it's possible it's a programming error. Oh, maybe that is the incorrect answer. Let me see. Let me just go through it more slowly. First, let's verify that I didn't select wrong. Since the ball obeys Newton's first law, that's the only choice. It travels in a straight or near straight line, okay, in the absence of external forces other than gravity, and which is Bob. All right. And the question is about Alice Wishes test. Alice. Which most correct what happens when Alice throws her tennis ball at Bob in the middle of the right. Oh, at Bob. So I think if it's like a straight line of sight thing, then it might go elsewhere. Maybe that's what that is. Let's read the other choices. Since the gravity pulls the tennis ball down, falls through the floor. Not quite. As long as throw fast enough that it's projectile motion. So oops. Let me just refresh. Shouldn't have selected anything. Since the ball obeys Newton's second law, it travels in a straight or near straight line in the absence of external forces. Other than, oh, wait, it comes back to Alice. No, that's wrong. I mean, if she's throwing it to Bob, I see. So Bob and Alice are opposite. Like if Alice is here, Bob would be there. So if the Alice throws her tennis ball at Bob, and I think by that it's really meant to be that she's throwing the ball towards the center of the, like aiming it at the center of the merry-go-round, then it'll come back to Alice. So that this should be the correct choice. And it is a very tricky question. So ChatGPT missed it, but I might have missed the same question if I'm under a time limit. Like under a time limit, I might have read this and I might have thought, oh, that's correct. Let's move on. I don't have to read the rest. But once I read, if I have enough time to read both this, and then I'll think through. And this is basically the consideration that I would be going through. I think this actually used to be one of our free-form midterm exam questions. I don't know if we still have it. We might not still have it. But this would be the picture. So in an inertial reference frame, so this is what you are considering. This is the, not merry-go-round, the spinning thing. This is the center. And let's imagine we are looking at a situation where Alice is, it's snapshot where Alice is here, Bob is here. And first, when we say Alice is throwing the ball towards Bob, as in trying to aim it at the center, then the first thing to realize is that because this whole thing is spinning, there's a kind of an inherited velocity of the ball. So if Alice is trying to actually aim it at the center, then she should be actually throwing it something like in this direction or something to cancel out the inherited velocity that I will be drawing right now. So inherited velocity is tangent to, in the same direction, like same velocity as Alice. So when Alice adds this component of velocity, really the actual, the total net velocity is in this direction. The vector sum of the inherited plus the velocity that Alice is adding. So this would be our V naught. And so after you have this, then yeah, the ball moves in more or less a straight line and intersects this circle here. So you might wonder, so how does it come back to Alice? Well, in an inertial reference frame, the analysis will look like it's actually Alice who moves and actually is here at about the right time to catch the ball. Now, if you're looking at this in Alice's reference frame, it'll look like, if you're lying down on your back and threw up upward and the ball falls back down to you. That's sort of, that would be a good analogy to what Alice experiences in her rotating, accelerating frame. But we don't teach you to do that. Don't analyze things in a rotating frame. Analyze things in an inertial reference frame. And in an inertial reference frame, this would be the picture you basically see. And this is best described by the third choice there. So yeah, that was a tricky question. I'm not surprised that ChatGPT missed it. Again, even me, if I'm under a serious time limit, there's like 50-50 chance that I could have missed it. If I'm not under a time limit, as long as I had the time to read this other choice, I think I would have gotten it. If I read all the choices, then I as the question writer, wouldn't have gotten confused. So, it's all right. So that was ChatGPT's attempt. Very good. Missed one very tricky question. Other than that, it did well. 5 minutes time-wise is not so good, which is what gives me hope that I can beat it on time. But let's see here. So it's gonna be the same rule as last time. I'm basically going to be so in order to beat the 5 minutes of time, I have to go really fast. And whenever I'm explaining, I'm actually slowing down. So as I work through this right now, I'm not gonna explain anything. I'm basically going to try not to write down anything unless I absolutely have to. O from alpha will be my calculator for when I need it. And I'm hoping to beat ChatGPT on time, so do it in less than 5 minutes, and on accuracy, get 100%. Let's see if I can do that. Retake. Forces and net forces. Yeah. Short explanation. Oh no, the Newton's laws of motion. But that's incorrect. Might be correct. Might be correct. Oh, that's so annoying. All right, I'm gonna go with that. Yeah. Just the second law is a bit more specific than the way it's stated there. That's fast, but I think that's right. Each. Okay, there are two sleds. Yeah, I've made this mistake before. I remember it. Moving upward at a so zero acceleration. I think that's right. Incorrectly, yeah, that's what I was describing before, the stylization of it. Uh, that feels like incorrect. Let me read the rest. Correct. Correct. Yeah, so I think that's incorrect. Yeah, because net force is zero. As you push, yeah, that feels correct. But let me check the rest. Um, so acceleration equal to yeah, I think that's the most correct one. No, force is the largest. C, because it's upward accelerating. Um, oh, yeah, that's the last question, so I gotta do it. So cosine of 30, that's root 3 over 2, and there are three of them. What? Um, each of them. Um, hard to do it without drawing. So no. It's 3 times f cosine theta is mg. So f is mg over 3 cos theta. Cos theta is root 3 over 2, so it should be 2 over, I think. Yeah, all right. I don't want to lose on time. Yeah, all right. So let me save progress. Let's see if okay, I beat it on accuracy. Now let's review working gradebook, and I beat it on time because so ChatGPT took 5 minutes. I took 4.3 minutes. 9.3 minus 5, so I beat it on time and on accuracy. And yeah, so that's me. So I guess sorry to not explain anything. Not explain anything while I was doing it because again I'm under time pressure. Explaining takes time. What I have to say is, if you want an explanation, ask ChatGPT. I think its explanation will probably be right, especially if you tell it what the correct answer is. So to help you do that, I'm gonna slowly scroll through. If you want, you can take a screenshot from the video and ask ChatGPT, hey, this is the question and the answer, and I don't understand it. What? Oh wait, this is ChatGPT's attempt, my attempt, the correct one. So let me slowly scroll through, and you can ask a generative AI, "Hey, can you explain why this correct answer is correct?" And if there's time left, there might not be. If there's time left in this session, I can do a third attempt where I deliberately get questions wrong, just like choose the first one, all 10 questions, I'll probably get 2 or 3 right, and then demonstrate how you might use ChatGPT to help you study, help you figure out which questions did I miss first, and then you can try to think through, why was it wrong, and then if you have trouble figuring it out, then, ask a ChatGPT. That's the kind of interaction that I imagined where you are again using ChatGPT like a virtual tutor. And if you are asking ChatGPT questions about the timed assessment but outside of your attempt time, I have no objection to that because then you're just reviewing your attempt. You are not whatever input ChatGPT gave you, it's not part of your attempt, so you didn't get outside help while you are attempting it. So I think I have shown all 10 questions kind of slowly enough that people can take screenshots and ask ChatGPT if you want to. Here, I guess if the free body diagram I was drawing didn't make sense, you can ask ChatGPT to draw it for you, but hopefully it's a verbal explanation is enough.